Hi guys, welcome to Office Blokes React. I'm Office Bloke Dave.
I'm Office Bloke Mike.
I'm Office Bloke Daz.
Collectively we're the Office Blokes, aren't we?
We are indeed.
Yeah.
True factual statement, merch, Patreon,
Yep.
social media,
Everything.
channel memberships, all that good stuff. Just whatever you want, really.
Yeah.
It's all there, isn't it?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everything.
Should non-metalheads wear metal shirts?
What does that mean?
So, like a Metallica t-shirt on someone that bought it from Marks and Spencer's that's never listened to
right, never
Metallica.
don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Why would you?
Lots of people do.
Do they?
It's a big debate in the metal community, believe it or not. Because you get like the Kardashians wearing Slayer t-shirts and things like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
Which
So they're just wearing them to try and look cool and
Fashion.
down with the kids and
Yeah.
this is the sort of thing I like.
When was a Slayer t-shirt ever in fashion? Or any metal
Yeah.
shirt for that matter?
When the Kardashians wore them. Yeah, it's like a lot of people debate it. And like the metal community, there's a hell of a lot of gatekeeping anyway.
Right, I imagine
It's,
so,
it's
yeah.
like, this is ours, and
Yeah.
some people aren't metal enough to be part of your little metal clique. And
Yeah.
there's tons of that. That's why I kind of got a bit pissed off with a lot of the
well,
people.
I seen, I think it was one of the Kardashians as well, now you mention it. I think she had like a Roma shirt on.
Right.
The football
Yeah.
shirt. And that's kind of like, I guess it's kind of similar, isn't it? You
Cool,
wouldn't,
yeah.
wear a certain shirt if you're not really into it, but I guess some people, I remember asking a guy once, Everton were playing, I was in a bar, in a beer store, and I said, you better hurry up, Everton kick off in a minute. And he went, huh? And I went, the Everton shirt you got on? He went, oh no, this is Chang. And it just, the sponsor was Chang.
Ah, right.
Oh,
But
right.
it was an Everton shirt.
Oh,
He had it-
yeah,
he was
yeah.
wearing it because
Yeah.
it had
Because
Chang
of the
wrote on it.
Chang. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose footballing wise, you would say us as like me as a United fan, if I saw a different fan wearing a United shirt, I probably would wonder why they're wearing it.
Yeah.
If they weren't actually a fan of
Yeah.
United.
But you could be.
But I don't know.
It's different in sport because you can
It's a
only
bit
really, you're
different.
only one fan of one team, aren't you? Whereas in music, you could like 400 bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like, someone that's never heard of Joy Division walking down the street
Yeah.
with a Joy Division t-shirt on or an Oasis t-shirt on, and if you said, name your favourite song, and they're like, what are you talking about, song?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't even
No,
just be
but
like,
that, but that's the most metal thing to do, is to
Yeah.
go up to them and say, name 15 songs and blah blah blah. And there's loads of videos of people doing it.
Just when I thought all the metal bands were weird, now I know they are.
Just
You know what it is?
confirmed.
A lot of people who already consider themselves a little bit outside of the norm or outside of normal culture, the whole identity is enveloped by this new culture that they've attached themselves
Right.
to, and then they're kind of gatekeeping against that, where they're like, you don't know, you're one of the popular kids and you're
Yeah.
pretending to be like me,
Right.
and I get this sentiment, but at the same time, people just need to chill out a little bit
Yeah.
and wear whatever you want at the end of the day.
Mm.
Someone might not know. You might go into a shop, like I've seen in Tesco, they've got like Metallica t-shirts and things. Someone might just go, that t-shirt's cool, we'll
Yeah.
put it on,
Yeah.
and be none the wiser
Like
to
the
the
sound of it,
culture.
Let's see what they got to say.
Yeah, let's get into it. We can also watch the one after this. Should white people wear FUBU? Remember FUBU, Mike?
No.
Is
Anyway.
it for you by us? Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. Right, should non-metalheads wear metal t-shirts?
Do we think that non-metalheads should wear metal t-shirts?
All right, we gotta really elaborate on this one. As a team,
I don't really care, to be honest.
When can you wear a Thrasher jersey? Do you have to do the kickflip before that, or?
my
Thrasher's a big one, because obviously it's a skateboard brand, and you get loads of people wearing Thrasher for fashion as well, but it's a punk rock skateboard band. It's like the counterculture skateboard brand. There's other skateboard brands that are popular and in the mainstream. That's the one that's like for skaters.
Right.
And you get a lot of people, like pop stars and stuff, wearing Thrasher t-shirts on stage,
Right.
which again there's a big debate about. It's the same debate though.
Opinion actually goes back and forth. It does. My 13-year-old gatekeeper hater comes out for like a half a second, like, what are you doing? But this other big piece of me is like, I want the genre to grow.
You guys can say whatever you want. Gaslight me, daddy, if you want to say that this doesn't happen. I don't really care, because I'm old and I've had this happen a lot. And so is every other person who kind of like doesn't look, metal enough to you. Whether it's just because like they happen to be a girl or they don't dress the same way that the other metal people dress.
You gotta know at least one or two songs, be some kind of fan to wear like a metal shirt. Our guitarist literally has a Cannibal Corpse shirt. I'm like, name one song. Name it. Name it or I'm shitting my pants right now. You name that song. we're both gonna suffer if you don't do it, you know. And so no, but he like it's I'm torn.
I couldn't care less. I mean, we used to get shit when we first started, because like I used to wear like Metallica shirts in promos and stuff, and we used to get shit because we weren't metal enough. So it's only the same. It's just someone else getting shit about liking a band that they don't want you to like. So.
People have been questioning me and what I'm wearing literally since I bought my first band t-shirt. I got my first like Despised Icon hoodie on Merch Now. Like when I was a kid, I bought it with my little brother. And since I had band shirts, people have been questioning me about that. So I don't give a shit because people are gonna question you regardless. I don't really care if someone's being a poser and wearing something. If someone thinks those shirts cool, I love that. And if someone wants to adopt the aesthetic of metal, I don't think that's hurting us, and I think that's only widening our net and bringing some more people in who might have not ever have felt comfortable coming to a show. If something piques their interest, that's great to me.
Ever since I was a kid, man, like I want the heavy music scene to get as big as possible. That's what I'm passionate about. That's what I love. So when I see like, you know, Kim Kardashian wearing like a Morbid Angel t-shirt, I'm like, cool. Great. I mean, whatever pushes on. If that makes someone that didn't listen to that style of music or even Morbid Angel in general, bring them to Morbid Angel, I'm in. You know,
I'm kind of with him. You know, like if you're passionate about something, surely you want more people to be passionate about it, and then it just gets bigger and better and develops.
Yeah, I think the girl from Spirit Box was talking a lot of sense as well. You know, I think she was all for it and saying, you know, why not? You know, certainly not doing any harm to anyone, is it? But obviously people do get a bit irate if they think they're not a real fan. I am. Is it because people think they've invested a lot of time and energy into being a fan, and they think people are getting t-shirts and being associated with it just by buying a t-shirt, sort of thing?
You've not earned it. It's the same as like bikers, you know, that have like the 1%ers with the patches that are actually proper, you know, criminal sort of bikers, and then some guy comes up wearing a jacket that looks like theirs, and you know the mentality is you've not earned that. You know, you're not part of it. You don't know.
Kind of weird, isn't it? Weird way of thinking. It's like this guy. He's saying, you know, he goes up to people and say, how do you say? He went up to someone asking to name 3 or 4 songs, whatever it was. He's got a spider's web on his leg. You know, if I went up to him and said, you've got a spider's web on your leg, can you tell me like 18 breeds of spiders?
Oh, yeah, because you're like absolutely obsessed with spiders. Yeah, I grew up with this though, like because when I first got into metal, it became really popular, and it was like the early 2000s where suddenly it's in the mainstream, and like your mum and dad have heard of Slipknot and bands like that. So I come out.
That's what your mum gives to your dad.
I that's so good, definitely not. But I come out wearing a Pantera t-shirt for the first time, and I got loads of abuse from olders. You know,
that was nothing to do with the t-shirt.
That was just church day. Don't wear a Pantera.
Because I was ginger. No, but I did, because people are like, you don't know. And I'm like, actually, I've got one Pantera album that I bought a couple of weeks ago, and I'm obsessed with it, and it's not left my CD player since.
Same as the shirt on your back.
Yeah, that's not left my CD player either. But yeah,
we get it. I guess we get it in sport a little bit. When I go, you know, if I go and watch City, for example, and these people there who I know are just new City fans.
Yeah,
that's what we've got. We've got loads of them.
Yeah,
I encourage them to come. I'm like, come, mate. I'd love it.
Yeah, it can't be a closed shop, can it? I mean,
sometimes it's a little bit difficult when you see them get tickets. They're a little hard to get, and you're like, how have you got your ticket?
Maybe there's a degree of hazing as well when you're new to the fold, and you're going to get a little bit
probably
of like,
versions of you though, because you can always get tickets, can't you?
Yeah.
So they're probably maybe a bit like you in that sense. That they know someone that knows someone.
Yeah, maybe.
But you can, like, if you're a season ticket holder and you're going home real time, I suppose it can wind you up a bit and think.
Doesn't wind me up at all. I'd encourage them to come in, and people moan, I can't get a ticket, and I'm like, mate, you don't go to the home game. You're not going to get a ticket for an away game.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And then you come asking me. You know, it's always that one game they ask you for as well. It's probably like
the
same
match.
Probably the same in like music when you get like, I don't know, you could go to every single Metallica concert there's ever been, and a Metallica play a certain venue that's not as big as everywhere else, you know, but it's going to be iconic, and you know you're going to get a ticket because you've already been to all these other ones, and you're in that Metallica click type.
It's not really.
I know it's not that, but you're going to get all of a sudden someone gets a ticket who's like
a casual.
This is my first Metallica concert.
First time I've seen them. It's like, really?
Yeah.
The weird thing is, like, the metal community is so full of gatekeepers and always has been, but it's also been one of the most liberal, accepting communities decades ago when it comes to people that are different. You know, so like sort of gay people and stuff were just very much welcomed 20, 30 years ago in a scene where lots of other people would be like, still being a bit off, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But then it's with other metalheads, it's like we eat our own sort of scene.
Yeah.
There was a girl that got in trouble, a pop star, I can't remember who she is now, but she got in trouble a week or so ago because she wore 4 metal t-shirts that had been ripped up and sewn together as one. But one of them, I think, was a Burzum t-shirt, which is a black metal band where there's like murders and church burnings, and I think it was Burzum or Mayhem, it might have been, or someone, but it's one of these legit ones where there's lots of actual crime associated with it and like right-wing sort of stuff. And obviously she's now got in trouble because a little square of the dress she was wearing is to do with a neo-Nazi black metal band.
Right.
It's a crazy world.
I'm on the fence about it because I do think it's cool that like now like metal like t-shirts and stuff are making it into like Target and like, you know, like Walmart, all these like mainstream things. It's sick to see like Slipknot shirts and like Metallica, and it's like the old vintage rock trend is coming back, which is dope. But it also like kind of bumps me out because I'm like, okay, well, it's cool you have this shirt and it's like trendy, but like maybe dive into like what this is and why your body's like a billboard at that point. It's like you gotta kind of know. I think Kanye West was wearing a Cradle of Filth shirt, and it was fucking sweet because a bunch of people were like, oh, what's Cradle of Filth? And that helped, you know, that. But then at the same time, I don't think Kanye's jamming Cradle of Filth on his off time.
I don't care. Dude, it's a t-shirt. If it looks cool, maybe somebody discovers the band because a celebrity's wearing it.
I'm the same way, but I feel like, to be honest, it kind of pissed me off if it was our own band.
I don't really care if you wear the shirt, just as like I don't care that like if you like the band or you don't. Just at least know, like, have an idea of what it is. You know what I mean?
You can't wear a Nirvana shirt and at least not know what the fuck Smells Like Teen Spirit is.
Sure.
I've got to try and remember the point I was going to say a second ago. Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's the equivalent of like if people are buying t-shirts because they like them and then they go on to get into the band.
Yeah.
It's like being in a record store 30, 40 years ago where you flip through the album covers. Like I definitely remember flicking through CDs and buying a few metal CDs based off the covers when I was young.
Yeah.
And that's your entry level in, and you listen to it and go, shit, that's actually really good.
It is just a fashion these days, isn't it? Yeah. It is. They are brands like Metallica.
Yeah.
Slipknot, they are brands. It is like, you know, like a Hugo Boss or whatever else.
Yeah.
You know, it is like that now, isn't it? Or Rolling Stones, one of those sort of iconic bands, aren't they? So it is like a fashion item.
If that band wants to sell merch, then it's open shop, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's like,
and you have no right as a super fan to question anyone who wants to wear that.
I suppose the thing for us would be if someone's wearing an Office Blokes t-shirt, because we do have merch, which you can click the link below and buy. You know, imagine someone getting shamed because you've seen one video of ours and you bought a t-shirt, and then someone going, yeah, you've not even seen all the Key and Peele reactions you posed. And it's like, but we'd defend that person straight away. We'd be like, they saw something, they enjoyed it, good on them. Yeah, interesting one.
Sure. Yeah, why not? I don't care.
Why would that be a bad thing?
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't think humans should be that concerned with what other people wear, to be honest. I mean, who cares? Anybody that's ever been on tour has probably a dozen metal shirts in their closet that they've never heard of before, and they just wear out, you know? I mean, I've never even heard of this band.
I don't care what you
Have you ever heard of Gwar?
No.
They've been around for decades.
It sounded like it.
I've got the t-shirt, but I've never heard of it.
The gigs are like, you know, fake blood everywhere and like, you know, sort of flamethrowers and fake puke, and just they're all dressed like that with just gruesome like horror show sort of. You don't go wearing that shirt to go and see Gwar. Yeah.
Wear, you know. It doesn't matter, but it's good if you know what the band is. If you get a question, I guess, you know. But you're allowed to wear whatever you want.
Oh, hot chicks are wearing metal shirts.
I'm sure people who identify purely as heavy metal fans, like, I'm sure there's like, oh, no posers kind of thing, but like, pose. Feel free to pose. When I was young and I put my first heavy metal t-shirt on, I don't know what the fuck was going on. I thought it would make me look cool, and you know, then somebody comes up to me like, oh, what's your favorite song off their first fucking 7-inch? And I'm like, I don't know. Pose away. That's how you get into it. That's how you inspire other people to get into it. T-shirts.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. I think there's more things in the world that we should be worried with than people wearing fucking metal t-shirts.
I think we should, I don't give a fuck, but I think if a metalhead wears a metal t-shirt, we should grill them. Because I know they should know, they should know. So there should be a free pass where, like, you know, gatekeeper, don't gatekeep someone who ain't even got a fucking fence. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, I absolutely think wear it. Like, puts it out there and makes people question who it is, even if they don't know. I was that kid. I remember one time I bought a Slipknot shirt when I was first getting into hard music, but I hadn't heard Slipknot before. I was only 12. I was walking around Best Buy, and this dude came up to me, and he's like, "Oh, you like Slipknot? You like industrial music?" And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Slipknot on your shirt." And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I haven't listened to him before." And he like gave me this look of like pure disgust. But they ended up being one of my all-time favorite bands and one of the reasons that I'm sitting here right now. So, you know, and sometimes everyone's process isn't the same. Sometimes they might just like the shirt first, so that's okay.
Artwork is such a, like, you know, important part of music. It's not nowhere close to the most important part, of course, but it's a big part of the artist's identity, you know. So if someone digs it just because the artwork is awesome, like that's cool. Like, you know, it
that's a good point.
Yeah, it's just an appreciation for the like you know, a musician's artistic like
vision.
Yeah, personality or like the projection of themselves. That's what it's appreciation
for the
of.
visual part of the music.
Yeah, the visual part. Yeah, so definitely, like, we have no problem with that.
Yeah.
They've aged a bit since we reacted to them, haven't they?
Woody Wood. Was that the one where they had the horse and all that? It was like...
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We reacted to
I don't think it ever
years.
came out. I think that something went wrong with the video.
Oh, really?
I can't remember it.
Yeah, I think the video,
Interesting.
I don't think that ever came out.
You might be right there.
I think the video went wrong.
Screen record went bad or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't give a shit, so wear what you want. If you want to wear like a funny suit, that's fine by me. If it says Metallica on it, that's fine by me.
It's the same thing. We've been discussing this. When can you wear a Thrasher jersey? Do you have to do the kickflip before that, or can you just wear it because of fashion? I mean,
yeah, Thrasher. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm against that. You shouldn't wear a metal jersey if you're not a metal fan.
I think that if you're gonna put something on your body, at least do enough background research that you know enough to talk about the subject. Does that make sense? Like, I don't give a fuck if you wear a Mike's Dead t-shirt and you only know 3 songs. Well, at least you know 3 songs. You just see where I'm coming from, where it's like, especially like, you know, Metallica was on Strange.
I was just going to buy Mike's Dead t-shirt for when you're off. But I don't know 3 of his songs, so I
You can't then.
I thought that was our merch from when Mike was off last time.
Yeah, I know.
The Mike's Dead t-shirts.
Yeah.
Your things, and it became this huge fucking thing where it was like, oh shit. And you had this new wave of younger Gen Z fans, but they didn't really understand what Metallica was or the legend behind Metallica. Just doing a little bit of research, because we literally have it all at our fingertips.
I think that there's a lot of ways you can think about that where you're like, oh, that's really obnoxious that people do that. But I also think it's because like metal graphic design, like the way that metal logos look and the way that the aesthetic of the culture is so cool. If you separate out that like, oh, somebody's taking this and wearing it and they don't know what the music is, it's also just really sick that people love the aesthetic, love the way it looks. That's like the way I've always thought about it, is I can understand, especially if you're somebody who made the designs or like who's involved in it, then you're like, why is somebody who doesn't know our music wearing it? Like, I can get it, but I also think that it's really cool that people just love the culture.
They're not Lars Ulrich's kids.
I was just thinking the same. I don't know whether they are or they're not, but they look and sound
They do.
a
That's
lot
why I
like
asked.
him.
That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how often do you hear that as a surname, Ulrich?
Yeah. Well, they're quite familiar, quite regular if you're in Sweden.
Yeah. When was the last time you were in Sweden?
About 6 weeks ago. With my mate.
Lars Ulrich.
No. Jens Ulrich.
Yeah, it's definitely changed from when I was a kid growing up listening to metal, because I did get all my mates did. I even did it. I'm guilty of behaving like this. There was someone wearing a Slayer t-shirt that a week ago was giving me shit for listening to metal, and I'm like, no chance, take it off. You're not wearing that. And then it's amazing. But I think it's part of finding yourself as a kid. When you find your tribe or your culture or your group or whatever, you think it's yours. And really, it's not. It's just something you're attaching yourself to.
What would your take be if I put a Slayer t-shirt on?
I mean, there's videos of you wearing an Infinite Annihilator t-shirt.
There is. Correct.
And
But no Dickie.
That's true. Yeah, it's true. Whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know.
I couldn't tell you one song. but I've been backstage.
Yeah,
with Slayer.
The thing is,
yeah. So how does that work?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
know, yeah.
What if they give me the T-shirt?
We've reacted to Slayer.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, we have.
Same with the skateboard one though. You might not be able to skateboard, but you just love the culture. You might just like watching videos on Instagram of other people doing it.
Yeah,
that entitles you to wear a Thrasher T-shirt, as far as I'm
But if
concerned.
by the sound of it, most of these guys that are in the bands, most of them sort of agree.
Yeah.
That sort of like whatever, it doesn't matter. Just anyone can wear.
A lot of these guys have probably grown up in the generation I have,
Yeah,
where they
correct.
got the shit from the older generation.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like
It's probably a dying breed now. The older people more
Yeah.
than anything.
Yeah, you still get it to a degree. That's why you've got black metal band names that you can't read because it's just like,
Yeah.
you know, you're not cool if you've never heard of this band that only 2 people have heard of.
Yeah.
Have too many fucking dividers in our scene. Get the fuck out. Unify this fucking place. Our shit's small and we're passionate people. And I love when somebody that's not a metalhead wears our shirt. Because not everybody knows that. I don't give a fuck if they can't name 3 Metallica songs. Who cares? You walk into Urban Outfitters or Target or Walmart or whatever, and I see a Pantera shirt, I see a Metallica logo, my heart glistens, dude. I get so warm inside. I love it because I love this music and I want more people to come over to our party, however that may fucking be. But go ahead and wear your Slayer shirt, Kardashian. Go ahead and wear your Pantera shirt, whoever the fuck it is. Do it, and I'll fucking love it.
My thing is this, if you love heavy metal, you don't need a shirt to wear it, you just love it. So if you're trying to make a fashion thing out of wearing a heavy metal t-shirt,
Please
you think
do.
it's fashionate, wear the t-shirt. But true metalheads are in the front row and their shirts are torn in half to the point where they had no shirts and they are there purely to rock the fuck out.
There are bigger problems in the world than worrying about what t-shirt someone's wearing. And if that helps that band, if that gives money to that band, if that shows someone else maybe what a different band is and they're curious about it and they want to Google it and look it up, then that's not a bad idea in my opinion. So I don't care if you listen to the music or not. If you're rocking it, rock it. Who cares what people think?
From a business perspective, I think it's awesome. It's good for metal, it's good for the bands.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do wish if people spend the money to buy the shirt, I wish they would give the band more of a chance too.
That's the thing, is like maybe when you buy this shirt, you get like, I don't know, the money, you get it on iTunes or something. So they should do a code or something. So then it's like, all right, if you want to wear this, you got to at least listen to this once. You know what I mean?
No, like at checkout, they make you listen to at least 3 songs before you buy the shirt.
Yeah, 100%. That would be sick, actually. I buy those shirts all the time just to hear the songs.
Yes, it would.
Jamming over the PA at Walmart.
Yeah. Every time someone buys a Slipknot shirt at Walmart, they play a song over the PA in Walmart.
And you know there'd be like a bunch of people weirded out, and then there'd be a couple dudes like, pretending to do the
strangling each other in the grocery aisle, calling each other maggots.
Yeah. Buying cereal. I felt the arrows up there.
Wow,
not a bad idea.
And there's me thinking Comic-Con was the weirdest fucking thing on the planet.
It's probably something. It's probably something that you've never considered in your life. I'd imagine.
No,
that whole debate.
No.
I've sort of thought about it. I've seen older people walking about with certain t-shirts or the bands, and I always have thought, I wonder if they actually are a fan of. It's just like, if it's just for
wear
fashion
your spangled t-shirt and you've never even
exactly.
heard of it.
Do you know who's the king of band t-shirts? Office bloke Chris.
Oh yeah,
he's always got one on, hasn't he?
Well, he's got about 14 stitched together as one big t-shirt.
Yeah. He's always got them on though, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he's never been a gatekeeper.
No.
He's, even when he was allowed to work around people.
I'm going to test him next time I see him. I'm going to test him. I'm going to say,
his music.
I've just bought like, I'm going to get a random metal band that I know he listens to. He listens to R&B now though.
Does he?
But yeah. When his radio's on in the night, and I see him, he's got R&B playing.
He's gone soft.
Yeah, he has.
Take his t-shirts off him.
Yeah, well
oh
not,
please, no. Peel them off him.
Hose him down first.
When I know they talked about the Kardashians a few times. One of them wore a Slayer t-shirt and it was very public, and she got papped wearing it. And then one of Slayer, Jeff Hanneman, the guitarist, went on stage wearing a t-shirt that said "Kill the Kardashians." And that was his response to it, which is a bit extreme.
It is a bit, really, isn't it?
So, but he was, when he was still alive, the older generation of metalheads.
Yeah.
He's probably in his 50s, I think, when he died.
Yeah.
So it's changing. I think fair play to people. Wear whatever you want. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, I don't think, like that lady said as well before, I don't think you wouldn't lose any sleep over it. I don't think, it's not that a serious issue.
I think some people, like you say though, Dave, take it a bit more serious than others.
Yeah,
they do, don't they? Yeah.
Yeah, you go in a metal pub, there are still some that exist, and you get a lot of it. It's clicky. People talk to you based off the t-shirt you wear. It's a way of vetting people sometimes.
Yeah.
And it is like, and it's, I can only imagine.
It's a bit like supporting a team, I suppose, isn't it? You go in a pub with a load of different football shirts on, you probably gravitate towards someone that's got the same shirt on, wouldn't you? Or
there's
like that.
There's an element of clout in wearing the most obscure thing. And then one guy comes up to you and goes, "No fucking way, I love them, I've been listening to them for years."
Yeah.
And then suddenly you two are best mates. But it makes you both feel special, like you're part of a club.
I'm thinking that lot are very special.
There's special people there, isn't there? It's more like a hierarchy thing then. The people what to outdo the other person.
Yeah. But the reality is, you could just go out, cover your whole body in tattoos, buy all the t-shirts you wanted, get loads of piercings. Like, you've not earned anything.
No.
By, you know what I mean? Like the t-shirt doesn't mean anything. It's just you saw it, you bought it, you wear it.
I think a lot of people, I reckon, like that as well. When they say their favourite track off a big band, it's always something really obscure as well. Where they say that's my favourite track.
To prove
that they're a real proper fan. Not like AC/DC, Highway to Hell. It's something that you never heard of.
I prefer the B-side unreleased version that lives on a CD under the guitarist's bed.
Released in 1981.
Only his mum's heard it in me.
It's like a badge of honour in it, basically, stuff like that. But
It's changing.
It's definitely the music It's definitely the music generation of Comic-Con people, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's Comic-Con.
Like
where was that, Dave?
I don't know. It was obviously at a festival that people were playing at. I'm not sure what.
There's a lot of different bands on there, weren't there? So
it was swaying American. I know there was Swedes there and there was some English guys there and stuff like that.
It's a fun debate, though, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments what your version is. Right?
Yeah, what t-shirt you're wearing right now.
Yeah.
Send pictures to Mike.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.